Here's my starting point. There's Route 44, and right off of it on the north part, this little hunting cabin, room for about 4 or 5 cars. And here's the trail. Here we go. Good afternoon, YouTube. Just got here to Tidacton State Forest. This is in Pennsylvania. Just drove about 6 hours from where I live in Columbus, Ohio. Perfect weather out today. It's like 35 degrees. It snowed some when I was on the way in here, but it's not too bad now. Over the next 3 nights, I'm going to do the Black Forest Trail. It's about 42 miles round trip. Really look forward to this trip. It'd be good to get outside, get some fresh air, and check out this trail. So there's like 4 things I'm going to kind of focus on during this video. 1, obviously show the trail, show the campsites, the route, the ups and downs, the story, all that. 2, the gear I'm using for this trip is almost identical to the gear I used in my January backpacking trip with the AFT, and this is actually pretty close to the AFT also. But I made a few tweaks to my gear, so I'll show you the gear changes and see if they work well or not during this trip. The 3rd thing is, today is December 31st. Yes, I'm spending New Year's out in the woods by myself. I know it's a little strange, but didn't have anything else to do. But it gives me a little time to reflect back on this year. I kind of want to collect my thoughts on the trips I've done, see if there's anything I would have done different now looking back a couple months. And then also the final 4th thing I want to kind of focus on during this trip, or at least think about, is what do I want to do for next year? You know, what did I accomplish this year, and where do I want to go next year? What challenges do I want to take on, and where do I want to go? Where do I want to see? So that's what I'm focused on in this video. Hopefully you all find it interesting and helpful. Just a little after 3:15. It gets dark here about 5 o'clock, so I still got probably another 1.5 miles to 2 to get to camp. So I gotta put a little speed on it, but I need a quick snack and then get going. We're getting close. My campsite's down at the bottom of this hill. There's a pretty good little drop here. It's been an old logging road, so hopefully I get there before the sun goes down. Finally made it down to the bottom of the hill. I have like another 1/2 mile to the campsites, but that was quite the decline. There's probably 1 mile of pretty consistent downhill, so if I have to go back up something like that tomorrow, this trail is definitely going to be a challenge then. It's rained the past couple of days, and all the rivers are like way up, so hopefully I don't have to do any like 2 freezing cold deep stream crossings on this trip, but we'll see. Apparently someone thought this sign was good target practice. Way cool. Quite the stream. It's 4:39, I got like 15 minutes of light left. This nice little campsite, stream's right there. No dead trees over top, nice little flat area. Tomorrow we head up that way and then up the hill. I made it just in time, got the Enon all set up. My food is rehydrating right there. And we'll go check out the stream for a little bit and eat dinner about 1/2 hour. Review the maps, read, and sleep for like 10-12 hours, so that's gonna feel great. So here's the trail. I didn't get a chance to show the map today. I downloaded this from Mid-Atlantic Hikes, and I'm using the Gaia GPS app. I'm really liking this app. I started over here at this point. This is the like northern terminus off of Route 44, and I'm heading in a clockwise direction. So I'm right here with this little gold triangle. Tomorrow I get up and I'm going to head south for a bit to Slate Run, up this hill, around, and I'm trying to sleep down in here somewhere. Then the next day I'm going to get up, come up to about this point. There's a river that goes like this, and I'm going to try to sleep right about here. Then I got 3 miles out to the car. You can get really detailed on this app. You can really zoom in. You can see exactly where I'm at. There's a little like flat floodplain, and it shows all the detail. I have a pretty good little hike in the morning,
You can see here the red line just goes straight uphill and it flattens out. But awesome map. Uses the USGS 1:24 map, and it's really good. I'm gonna go to bed early. One thing I kind of like about the winter camping is the long nights of sleep. It'll feel good. I'm gonna get up bright and early, get packed, and on the road as the sun's coming up. Got a big day tomorrow.
Good morning. I slept great. Slept from about 7 o'clock at night till 6:30 in the morning. We got out of camp. It's been too dark for the past 45 minutes to try to film. We've been hiking. Now I gotta go uphill, leave this nice stream, and continue my journey on. Oh my goodness. Oh man. This is a climb for sure. Gone from the bottom all the way up this high. Oh man. Up we go. Oh, made it to the top. Pretty good lookout. Nice to see all the mountains. I got quite a ways to go. Woo, buddy. Windy up here. Man, that's a view right there. So I made it to the top of the ridge. There's a nice little campsite here. You probably fit 2 tents. There's a nice lookout there, and then probably another 300 yards back that way is the river. Well, I started yesterday up and over that hill, came down, across the river there, and then I probably slept right about in there. Came up and around, and I've come this way. So we gotta keep going up a little bit, head back towards Slate Run, the town. Taking a little break. It's starting to snow some. It's supposed to get up to like 40 and sunny today, so not sure what's happening there. I got my favorite snack, peanut M&Ms, very good. Keep continuing on, probably got another 4 miles or so back to the town, and then I think I got a big uphill section, so yippee-ki-yay. Snow's coming down pretty good right now. It's been snowing off and on all morning. It's about 25 degrees out. I got about another half mile and I should hit the little town, and then I gotta go back up this hill and up and around, so definitely a challenge. So I'm walking down the trail here, and next to it someone's had way too much free time. Stacked all kinds of stuff up around here. I gotta go check this thing out. Some people got way too much free time. Things like 4 feet tall. Good, done it. I almost reached the little town of Slate Run here. Take a quick lunch break. I'm not making as good a time as what I was hoped for. So take a little bit of a break, then keep on heading. I gotta head uphill now. I've been descending for the past mile and a half. So I'm gonna have to ascend for another mile and a half. Yay. Made down that hill. That was no joke. No joke whatsoever downhill. Now, it's a nice little bridge. There's no way I'm crossing that stream until right the river. Alright, now to find a place to take a break and eat some food. I'm just starving. Just past Slate Run a little bit. There's an awesome campsite down there. Looks like it'd be really cool right next to the water. There's even some spots up here up on the hill. Way cool. It's kind of interesting. I wonder what bug or bird did that. Never seen it before. Like I had said kind of at the beginning of this video, I want to kind of recap from earlier this year and my little afterthoughts. And it's probably a good time to talk about the West Rim Trail where I did the pack rafting, and also the Allegheny Front Trail. So far I've only done like 12, 13 miles of this trail, but comparing this trail to both of those, which are all also located in Pennsylvania, and actually the West Rim Trail is just down this river a couple miles. This one's definitely more challenging. It's well marked and everything. It's just that this trail compared to those other two, elevation, incline, and decline is definitely way more. Both those are a lot of fun though. West Rim Trail is pretty flat, pretty easy. If I was new to backpacking, I definitely recommend someone do that versus attempt to try this one, you know, straight off. And then Allegheny Front Trail is good. Some great overviews, and it's kind of like a intermediate trail. I'd say this is more most advanced, difficult one I've seen so far in PA. So, oh goody, I get to go up again. Well, I've come up on the official start. Keep going this way. Woo! Sun's coming out. First time I've seen that in a while. Up we go. We've gone up 2 or 3 switchbacks. And there's blue sky, sun, and it's raining Dippin' Dots. All at the same time. It's a good little hill here. I love switchbacks. I love switchbacks. Oh yeah, yeah. Woo! It's one heck of a climb to get up to this lookout. I slept right down in there, and I came up around, all the way around here. There's a little open spot right there. I took a break. It used to be probably a logging landing site. Came all the way down here. The town's there. I come back up and come up this hill, and it was a no-joke climb for sure. This is pretty rough going. Just continue to just go straight up. It was blowing right in my face. Past 5 minutes I've gained like 200-300 feet. Oh my god.
I slept up in this valley right here. Came up this hill, which was not much fun. It was definitely difficult. This is all pretty flat, and then massive decline down here to the town. This is Slate Run. Definitely take it easy on your knees. This is all pretty flat right here. It falls an old road, and then this is the hill I just did, and it was killer. I mean, no switchbacks. I mean, a few easy ones at the bottom, and then just it was like straight up. And now I'm at this little where the triangle is, and there's a cabin and a few little camping spots around here, so not a bad little spot for a break. I'm gonna keep heading on and try to get down to about here where the orange and red lines meet up and kind of figure out what I want to do from there. So here's the area around the little cabin. There's a camp spot here, another one up there, and then there's a nice little pond and a running stream right into it. It's very nice. Coming downhill from the little cabin area at the top, and check my altimeter. I've already lost 200 feet in elevation. I think I gotta lose another 200 and then it's right back up again. It's definitely hilly. Oh man, just came from that way, lost 200 feet in elevation, come straight down, and I can tell the trail it's heading back up there. Oh, I'm getting worn out. A little after 3 o'clock, I'm super wiped. I'm walking non-stop since 7:30 this morning. I'm taking more than a 20-minute break, and based on my rate of speed and how far I had to go to get where I wanted to get tonight, the South Loop's just not going to happen in the amount of time I have. Like, I'd get down there, and then I'd probably have to end up cutting off a whole bunch of the trail in order to get it done and get back to the car on time. So instead, I decided to take the cutoff, and I'm just going to do the north loop. So there's a north and a south loop, kind of a cutoff in the middle. So I'm just going to take that and go to where I was going to camp at night 3. Just camp there tonight, and then get out of here early in the morning. I'm freaking wiped. These hills have killed me. It's really, really cold, and I'm just unmotivated. I'm not feeling it. It's I love backpacking, but winter backpacking solo is really demoralizing, really hard, and it's hard to keep your motivation up. Especially in some of these areas, it's just like it's real monotonous. So, anyways, see how this goes. Even though I took this cutoff, this is kind of a pretty part that I would have missed if I wouldn't have taken the cutoff. Really big pines here, super big. Just crossing 44 right now. I gotta get on this ski trail for a little bit, half a mile, about a third of a mile down into the down into the little river valley. That's where I'm camping out. So the cutoff part for the north loop is pretty simple. Comprises a couple ski trails that probably used to be roads. I've seen a few metal plates that have grown into trees just like that, so probably pretty old. Keep heading that way, and then it should be like another third of a mile past that down into the river valley, and a campsite, and food, and warmth, and sleep. I did it. Back that way is a ski trail, the cutoff I came from. And this way, that goes towards the south loop. And home is that way. I am fried today. Just fried. My ankle's got this weird knotty bump thing in it. I'm gonna have to massage out tonight. I'm really looking forward to dinner. I haven't been eating or drinking right. It's just hard. I was really trying to kind of push it. It's hard when there's no daylight.
and climbs are steep, but whatever, enough excuses. Still having fun. It's better than sitting at home on the couch, I suppose. Making my descent down into the valley from a little campsite. Pretty good little view. Oh my goodness, I'm fried. I'm going downhill. My legs are fried. They're like jello right now. I'm gonna pound some peanut M&Ms when I get down here and get dinner going. Woo! The good part is I made it to the bottom, coming from that way. The bad part is the trail continues over there, which means I gotta cross this freaking thing. Looks a little bit shallow down there, so I think I'll go down there. Wow. Just wow. I am completely and utterly physically and mentally drained right now. My legs are shot. They're like complete jello. That descends in a half mile from the top all the way to the bottom, and you lose like 500 feet in elevation. I mean, it was like straight down. And the water is really cold. It doesn't matter now because I have an oatmeal cream pie, and I'm going to devour this. Then I'm going to set up my tent. Then I'm going to eat some more food because I'm starving right now. At the first campsite as you come down the hill. Must have been an old logging road. Got the Enon set up. And then over here, the fire pit and such. Can have some dinner here shortly as soon as it gets rehydrated. So like normal, I use my Hilleberg Enon tent. Last night it was probably about 33 degrees when I went to bed. It was spitting snow and rain, and I was in this kind of marshy, swampy ground. It wasn't the best area. It's a lot drier where I'm at right now. So I had to close the door, and I got really bad condensation last night, like completely soaking wet on the inside and of both the inner and the outer layer. So I think what I did is I set up the tent wrong. I set it up where kind of the ground I thought would look the best, and what I should have done is pointed one of the ends into the wind, because otherwise I think I was just getting hit with all the wind on the side. There's no ventilation going through the tent. So partially my fault. I usually try to leave the door open if possible, but it was snowing, so I try to, prevent the snow getting in. But other than that, that's the first time I've ever had it really happen that bad in that tent. Well guys, better go to bed. It's about 7:30. We get a good night's sleep in. It was a rough day. Climbs around here, no joke. Definitely lots of ups and downs. It was a challenge, for sure. Really tired. I'm kind of mad at myself. I wasn't doing the pace I thought I was going to make. But you know what? It is what it is. Still had a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll go to bed. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. Good morning. I had to switch to GoPro. My DSLR memory card went full, and for whatever reason I forgot to bring extras. I brought the bag, probably on the floorboard of my car. But I'm on my way out, heading north on the right next to the river here. Pretty easy to walk, some old road. Hopefully it'll take me about an hour and a half or two to get out of here. And it's food time. On the western edge of the northern loop, and walking up this valley, super nice through here. Really pretty stream, some hemlocks, a lot of beach. Had to cross the stream like 2 or 3 times this morning, and just about the same time that my shoes became unfrozen, which they froze solid during the night, that's when I had to cross the stream. So feet are back wet again. It's like 25 out right now. The quick pro tip here: the GoPro battery was dead. It's the only battery I have left, so I threw it in my pocket, back up to 2 bars. So getting them warm in the morning makes a big difference with little tiny batteries that are in the GoPro. Well, here we go again. Gotta get to cross these kind of quickly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woo, buddy. Okay. That sucks. Yay, winter backpacking. Alright, here we go again. This is extreme crossing number 4 or 5 of today. Oh yeah. Really warm. Hoorah. This is a stream crossing nightmare. I've gone across this stream probably 8 or 9 times by now. And it's only like 3 or 4 steps usually you're across, but my goodness. It's 25 out. My feet are frozen. Oh,
Oh, let's make for a cool camping area. Huge pines around here. These trees are giant. So I'm getting towards the end here. Some pretty nice red pine forests. Plenty of nice spots to camp. I know one thing I was going to talk about was what I want to do for this year, 2016 now, as far as trips. And a couple of things I definitely want to do is do a solo trip with that canoe that I bought, that Swift canoe. I want to do a little bit lower mileage. Getting a little tired of doing, 10, 12-hour days. Go, push it. Try to do a slower canoe trip. Maybe like 2 days going, 1 or 2 days of full rest, get some good fishing in, stuff like that. Maybe a little bit more bushcrafty, less, high-speed, low-drag stuff. So do that. I really like going to Hawaii this year, not just because it's Hawaii, but because of like the travel aspect of it, seeing different cultures. It's the United States, but it's definitely way different than anywhere in the Midwest I've ever been. So some international travel. Maybe we'll head to Europe. Who knows? Gotta save my pennies, so I'm doing that. The other good thing I definitely want to do is my buddy Jake from the Hawaii video has now moved to California. And in California, there are unlimited potential for backpacking type of expeditions. So I'm thinking this year is a call my name. So we'll see about that. I gotta plan that out. Of course, save up for that, but that might be a nice summer little getaway with a buddy. So yeah, that's that. Keep hiking on the trail for a little longer. I should be back to the car fairly shortly. I did it. I made it back to the car. It's nice to be in here. Put some clean clothes on, warm up. I got about a 6.5 hour drive back home, and then I'll edit the video and put together little thoughts at the end. I didn't talk much about some of the gear that I changed up this trip versus my previous Pennsylvania winter trip, the AFT. So I'll make sure to talk a little bit about that. But thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to go over a couple of my gear changes that I made this time versus the gear that I carried with me on the Allegheny Front Trail, which was also another winter backpacking video I did in January 15. If you want a detailed explanation of all the everything I carry, take a look at that video. This is just going to be some of the changes and updates I made since then. The weather conditions for this trip were very similar to the last time on the Allegheny Front Trail. It was maybe a little bit warmer this time. The lows at nights were down into the low 20s, and the highs during the days was maybe in the mid 30s. And as you can see in the video, I had off and on wind and spitting, I call it Dippin' Dot snow. It's these little tiny pebbles kind of hitting all over the place. So a couple gear change differences or things I changed up in an effort to always make myself lighter and more comfortable was I had a different shelter. Last time with the Allegheny Front Trail, I had the Go Light Shingle Loft 3, which is a great shelter. I've used it for many years now. However, it was super windy last time, and in the cold, any amount of draft is really bad. Even cinching that thing down at the bottom, down at the ground, real tight with the Shingle Loft 3, there's still some wind that gets in. And also, it got pretty frosty inside. So I tried the Hilleberg Enon this time. I had both the inner and the outer shell. And each time, I don't know if it was the lack of breeze or the location I was in, but both nights got super condensating inside. I mean, dripping wet from the ceiling, super condensating. I did have the door closed both times just because it was off and on snowing and raining. So, don't really know the best solution to that. A tent is great. I'm going to do a full review here shortly, but it didn't work the best in this circumstance. If I was to do it again different, I think what I do is use the Enon outer shell, take out the inner yellow, and then use a water resistant bivy sack, like my Katabatic Gear bivy sack. I've done a review of that. I think those two combined would be great because I would have a completely sealed outer, and then it would be a little bit more ventilated because I want to have the two shelled inner. So maybe might try that out. A couple other gear things. Oh, last time I didn't like the gloves I had. This time I used almost the entire time my Defeat Wooliator gloves that I've talked about many times, but I also brought these for a little bit colder and wetter circumstances. These are the Hestra Ergo Grip gloves. They're a leather soft shell glove, super excellent fit. I don't know if you can tell, but that's just the way the glove is cut. It's all ergonomic cut, and I've used these quite a bit in the winter. I used them in the winter trip back in February of 15. So really great pair of gloves. I would look into these if you're looking for a high quality leather kind of soft shell glove. Let's see, what else did I do different? Oh, clothing wise, my other change was last time I felt that my puffy jacket wasn't quite up to par with the cold temps down in the 20s. I used the Kuiu down jacket, which is a great jacket. Used that for many years, just not enough down for that cold. So I picked up this at the on sale at the end of last year. It's a Sierra Designs baffled down parka, and it's much bigger. It's 800 fill. Instead of using sew-through construction where they take the inner and the outer layer and they just sew them together, there's actually a piece of material in between the inner and outer layer of the cells, so that way it allows it to a little bit more lofty and less dead airspace. So this thing is super warm. You look really stupid, but usually when your head looks stupid, that's when your head's warm. So I'm already getting hot. This jacket's really good, and plus it has big pockets on the inside. You can put like socks and stuff in and dry them out a little bit, and you can also wad it up into itself in this pocket. So really, really great like parka. I used it every time I took a break for more than 5 minutes because I was really, really hot and sweaty. So I had to put something on, otherwise I would start to freeze. So I kept it to the top of my pack, threw it on and off. Pretty sure this uses the DWR coated down, and it stayed lofted quite well. And really, really good piece, really solid. Let's see, what else did I do? For video, last time I used a point and shoot Nikon, and hopefully this time the video quality looked better. I'm using a Nikon D5500 DSLR. And I talked about this briefly in my Hawaii recap, but I really, really like this thing. It's so cool. It's called the Peak Designs, is the name of the company. They only make like 5 products. This is their major one. It's a clip-mounted thing that goes right on your strap, and then this little base plate goes on your camera. And it's super simple. You can take the camera, of course this is hard to do without the camera in your hand. You can take it and it just clips in and out. You push this little red button, the camera comes out. It works super good. It's not annoying. I thought it would be annoying having the camera right here, but it's not at all. Super easy to pull out, talk to it, take videos, all that. I think it really adds to the quality using a DSLR versus a point and shoot. There's one piece of gear that I should have brought that I didn't bring, and that was a bandana or a towel. What I should have brought, because I think it would have helped with the condensation, at least wiping it down. And I don't know why I didn't do this, but one of those like quick dry camp towels, wipe down the inside a little, clean up stuff, things like that. I think it would have been helpful. That's one little tiny piece of gear thing that I wish I would have brought. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else. I'm going to put together a little video on the map. If you're really interested in the trail and you want like a mile by mile play of where campsites are and where the water is, I find that stuff helpful when I'm going to plan out a trip. Stay tuned. Otherwise, it might be kind of boring for people that are not that interested in this trail. So hopefully this helps someone out. If you have any questions about any of the gear or any other questions at all about the trail, just please put them in the comments. I'll try to reply. Thanks. I've talked in some of my previous videos about the Gaia GPS app. I use it on my iPhone. Works really well. The cool thing about it is for this hike, I downloaded a GPS track. It's called a GPX file onto my cell phone from a website called Mid-Atlantic Hikes. And it's pretty cool. You can log in online too, and because I downloaded it on the app on my phone, it's actually showing up under my profile on the Gaia website. So real quickly, just wanted to go over the map, kind of point out a few things I skipped during the filming of the actual trip. So here's the route itself in red. It goes like this. The red is the north loop, the orange is the south loop. So coming back up here to the red, just kind of zooming in a little. This is really super nice program, especially since it was only 20 bucks. Here's where I parked. Here's Route 44. I parked right off of it, and then the first day it was a pretty simple hike, fairly flat, not too bad. You go down a real flat, easy road, and then down into this little river bottom, up and around, and I ended up camping out right around in here. And that total probably about 6.5 or so miles. Here's the main river, Slate Run. I camped right off of it. Plenty of water, real flat, plenty of wood too. It was a nice area. So here's day 2. I came walking straight up this hill. This was the tough part, real rocky, steep ascent. And then from there, you get here, and all this flat area, you can tell the flat because all the contour lines are real far apart from each other versus where they're real close right here. From here all the way down to like here, it's pretty calm. You're walking in this kind of open field kind of feel with a bunch of mountain laurel and not too much to report. Can't really get lost, pretty simple. From the starting here, you start declining. You go down to the Slate Run town. This is quite a fairly steep decline. It's definitely definitely beats up your knees and your legs a little bit. You cross over the river. There is a bridge. It's nice that there's a bridge. It's that metal one I showed in the video. And then there was one nice campsite right here, but it's kind of close to the town. From here to up to here, where you cross the river again, there's actually, or you cross the road again, there's a sign that says no camping between here and here. So for whatever reason, if you were starting at Slate Run, don't think you can camp in the first mile. There's a sign that says you can't. And honestly, you're pretty close to a road anyways. Here's the killer uphill right here. This is, there's about 2 or 3 switchbacks up through here. And then you get up to the top of this hill, and I was just dying. This is all real super steep right towards the top. By the time you get up to this point, there's one little hut, and there's a few decent camping areas. There's a water, there's a stream. And then there's this lovely, oops, I guess I'm zooming out. There we go. There's this 400 foot go downhill, 400 foot go uphill. It's pretty rough. Honestly, if you want to be lazy and skip it, you can see there's a forest road right here, and you could bypass that unless you want to do it. This is all pretty simple, one thing to mention is this cutoff. You can either go this way, down the road a ways, and then down, and there's a camping area down in here in Little Slate Run. What I did is I took the bypass and I started going back towards the car. Right about here, it's a little tricky. There's a little old hunting cabin, and it looks like you're going down someone's driveway. It ends up behind the driveway is where the trail is. So that was one part that kind of threw you off. And then walking through this is a bunch of connection of ski trails, and it's really well marked. Some of it you're on ski trails are marked with blue squares. There's like a swamp, boggy area in the middle that might be flooded in some times of the year. This part has all been logged out. Coming down this hill is definitely pretty steep. I would not want to do that in the dark. It's rocky, it's steep. Here's right where I camped out. And then in the morning, this is where I camped out the second night. In the morning, this is where I traveled upstream. This is pretty simple. I mean, you're gaining elevation, but it's slow and steady enough that you're not really getting tired. The only problem is you do have to cross the stream probably at least 10, 12 times. You just kind of keep following it up. It'd be hard to get lost and back to the car. So that's the North Loop. Hopefully that's helpful to someone. If you got any questions about camping spots or terrain or water spots or anything like that, just leave them in the comments and I'll make sure to answer them.